Gun Galleria here. So what we have today is something that is something that's come up a few times now in videos. I have two other unusual unknown caliber rifles. And the one thing I point out is they are not Flobert. Now, Flobert rifles are basically Parlor rifles. Back in the 1800s, it was a thing to actually have competition shooting in your home. You know, that's why they were called parlor guns, because you had a parlor in your home and you would do some shooting in the parlor. I guess it was some kind of fun party game at the time. Way different than today's fear of shooting firearms inside one's own house, which includes various laws preventing it. This is a Flobert 22. Now, Floberts come in multiple calibers, but one thing that is very typical of them is that they're rimfire. You know, 32 rimfire, 22 rimfire. There's various Flobert ones. There's 22 CB. You know, if you go back far enough, you find that parlor guns are almost where 22s start back in history. And they are something that you see throughout the 1800s. Now, this particular one, I'm unsure of the exact year of manufacture because obviously there's, you know, proof marks. This one's made in Belgium. It does mark that's FL22L, which at the time would have been probably 22 long. Now, not long rifle, but long. So these are not something that you can go, oh, well, it's unsafe to shoot it. I would consult your gunsmith about the safety of a Flobert that you own, of whether or not it's safe to fire any form of modern 22 ammunition through it. There are low pressure, low velocity, 22 long rounds out there that more than likely will not cause any issues with your firearm. But again, I say, talk to your gunsmith, make sure, have it checked before you do anything like that. In this case, I've already done all that. It is perfectly fine to shoot low velocity 22 long out of this. Should not have any problems. The loading process on this is quite simple. As you can tell, there is, you know, no round in the chamber. The mechanism on this is quite fun. You have this very ornate trigger guard again. You pull your hammer back. You open your loading gate. Put your round in. Flip it forward. And then when you drop the hammer, it strikes the back of the firing pin. There. Of course, firing off the rimfire round. Now, in this instance, there is no rear sight other than the one that's built in right here on top. That is your sighting. Front blade, rear notch, right above the chamber. Very simple. Not overly complicated in any way, shape, or form. Metal butt plate. Okay wood. Nice checkering. You know, this was something that was nicely made. Wasn't a piece of junk at the time. On the bottom, of course, you have the mark for Belgium, because this was more than likely exported somewhere. In the world of watches and other exports, you do find a lot of times that things like the word foreign or Swiss or Belgium or English make, things like that are marked upon things that are imported as to importation laws indicating they need to say where this particular item was made. England had various proof marks for various things to indicate that it was a foreign make. In this case, the rifle itself is marked Belgium, and there's a possible catalog number or serial 845. But otherwise, all your other marks are your typical Belgian markings along with the caliber, which is quite nice to have. Because the other two I have to investigate that caliber. Anyway, this is my 22 long Flobert. So if you hear me mentioning Flobert rifles, this is a Flobert rifle. Thank you for watching Gun Galleria.